The Ellsworth Air Force Base airman accused of killing Shahila Sangreat pleaded not guilty in federal court this morning. A Rapid City area school teacher is working to bring the Native American culture to the district with the Wachipi Powwow series. Friday's Winya Yua Nihapi. As Kota Territory celebrates Thanksgiving today, one Rapid City organization, fatal crash in Fall River County on Wednesday, leaves one dead. Record players, also known as phonographs, were one of the first devices people used. A silly old bear is getting recognition because today is National Winnie the Pooh Day. If you do plan on getting a good laugh in, Ryan recommends getting your tickets early and online.
There, Juliana, what's the energy like down at the monument?
That's right, Jack, and holy cow, you may have noticed more than usual livestock. Thanks, Jack. I'm standing downtown Rapid City at Main Street Square, where people are celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day. I'm standing here at the monument for the Rush Fights Cancer event, and with me is Jared, the president of the Rush, who kind of talks to me about the event.
Yeah, this is...
So tell me, how do you feel about opening up for summer nights?
I feel good about it. I really like it.
It's feeling pretty festive out here. Earlier we had the Grinch come up to us. He gave us these antlers and the hat that Ryan has on. Thanks, Phil. I am currently in Box Elder, right outside of the Ellsworth Air Force Base. That's what you can see behind me. That's right, Jack. I'm standing on North LaCrosse Street and East Waterloo, where crews behind me, you can see an ambulance and police officers. Following breaking news, another wildfire pops up just west of Rapid City today. That hasn't stopped one vintage bike shop in the city of riders from revving up V-twins. I visited this classic bike shop and have more. Located in an old 1950s gas station on Lozelle Street, Sasha Cycles of Sturgis takes you back in time. Once you enter the shop, you can find vintage motorcycles, history, and art.
That's what I grew up on. A lot of the people that I grew up with back home all had vintage motorcycles.
Paletta first found his love for bikes because of his father's business.
My dad had a construction company, and all the guys that worked for him in the 80s all rode old Harleys. So they were younger and they were cool. And when they'd come up on those motorcycles and I hear the sound of the shovel heads and the pan heads and the knuckle heads, it made me feel alive. And I knew one day when I got bigger I wanted to do that.
Paletta and his wife are originally from eastern South Dakota.
It was always a dream for us to finally move out here, and she had the opportunity from the job opportunity to finally come out here. It made it all happen.
This past Sturgis rally, Sasha's Vintage celebrated their 5th rally.
But the rally, is no doubt about it, is a pretty big chunk of our income for the year.
Paletta said he loves pre-1984 Harley-Davidsons, and his shop specializes in the restoration and builds a pre-EVO bikes.
The older ones were more what I gravitated towards because I could afford them, and I knew I could fix them and I could work on them. They're more simpler. The older bikes are with points and condensers. A lot of the newer ones you've got to plug into machines.
However, besides showcasing a bike's rich history, he wants to bring people together.
This shop, it's our business, but it's also our home. It's where we live. A lot of this is based around community. If it's not for the community, none of this would be attainable or available to us.
Paletta said he's thankful for the opportunity to own a business doing something he loves.
It's out of sight. It's a dream come true. I've worked a lot of construction in my life growing up, and to be able to do what I love and make a living at it is a complete blessing, and it's very humbling. For more information on Sasha Cycles of Sturgis, you can go to our website.
They say you can't understand someone's life until you've walked a mile in their shoes. However, one shoe repair shop in downtown Rapid City is going the extra mile, bringing your shoes and story back to life. Let's take a look. Bob Shoe Repair has been around since 1946 and is located right here in downtown Rapid City. Originally opened by Bob Sr. when he got out of the war. Once he passed away, his son Bob Jr. took over the business.
Him and his wife ran it for, I believe it was 35 years, and Bob unfortunately passed away 15 and a half years ago.
This is when Schooler took over.
I had worked for Bob when I was going to college, and I always enjoyed this place. Always enjoyed working with my hands and with the boots and the shoes. And I always thought if I had an opportunity to buy the place, I would.
Schooler started working for Bob in 1999.
And I worked for him off and on part-time and between jobs, and Bob was always a good friend.
Although the store is called a shoe repair shop and mainly works on leather, Schooler says,
Biggest thing is to bring it in, let me take a look at it to see what I'm dealing with, what type of material it is, how it's made, and what it's going to take to get it fixed.
Although the shop has a rich history, Schooler says the history behind the shoe is what he likes.
They always say that shoes and boots, they tell a story. And they really do. You see boots and just the person that wears them, what they do, how they wear their boots, how they take care of them. It tells a lot about people.
Shoe repair shops aren't popular like they used to be. In the 1950s, there were about 40,000 stores. Now, the U.S. has about 6,500 repair shops. Despite the decline, Schooler has one big goal.
I'd like to see 100 years. I still have a long ways to go, but to see 100 years, a century-old business, there's not many of those around in this day of age. Melissa's
Fry Bread is a food truck that sells Native American dishes such as fry bread, Indian tacos, wojapi, and popovers.
That's what I love about making Native American food is a lot of people don't know.
Melissa's journey started during COVID when she lost her job.
I needed a way to make money, and a lot of restaurants and things were closed, so I would sell fry bread and stuff out of my house.
Melissa's Fry Bread food truck officially opened in December of 2023. This was made possible when she received a grant from NDN Collective.
I'm really thankful to NDN Collective. They helped me get out of my kitchen and into this kitchen.
Whenever Walters received notice she was approved for the grant, she decided to stick with her food she was making out of her home.
Everyone knew me as the fry bread lady, so I had to go with fry bread, you know? You know me as fry bread, I can't come and make some fried chicken.
Not only does Walters sell authentic Native American food, but she educates people on the history of it.
Whenever we were put on reservations, we were given government rations, and we had to make the best with what we had. And a lot of times those government rations were rotten or spoiled or, you know, whatever. But natives, we took that fry bread and that lard, or that flour and the lard that we were given, and we made fry bread, and that's how we survived. So over the years, it's become better and better, and you know, people like love it, absolutely love it, and it's just something that came from such a horrible place to something so beautiful now, you know, and so delicious.
Last year, the United States had more than 36,000 food trucks. Although food trucks have been around for centuries, they gained popularity in 2008 during the Great Recession. Walter said although she is still new to owning her business, she has bigger dreams for her food truck.
I absolutely love being in my food truck, but like I said, it does come with a lot of issues. So I would love to open a restaurant someday.
Melissa's Fry Bread is open year-round, Tuesday through Saturday. You can find a link on our website about what her schedule is and where she's going to be on codatv.com.